Hey, welcome back to Leading Edge. Good to have you along in this new year. Back to school in one fashion or another. Students returned to their holiday break this week, but in some cases they were asked to study from home. And also this week, a long-awaited development in a case that some say threatens public education at the expense of private, even religious schools. To explore these issues, I welcome in the superintendent of the Lake Local School District, Jim Witt. Good to see you, sir, and Happy New Year to you and all the flyers out your way. I'll get you to the many coronavirus questions in just a moment. But first, yours is one of some 100 districts across Ohio representing some 250,000 students, which are suing the state over the school voucher program. In short, folks, in short, the program gives publicly funded vouchers to students who can use those taxpayer funds to attend private, even religious schools. Why did Lake join that suit? And has your district there in Lake felt the effects of the voucher program?
Well, first of all, Happy New Year to you, Jerry, and
Thanks,
thank you for having me on your program again. It's been a while. Our school board and administration felt that as public servants, we felt it was the right thing to do to join in this lawsuit. To answer your question, we have not been affected very much by it. But we thought that our part to attach our name to it as a public school system was the right thing to do.
I believe if you go back to the roots of the voucher program, I think back in the 90s, and I've had Bill Phillips on, the guy behind the Ohio Coalition for Adequacy and Equity. It was based very narrowly on students in a poorly performing school district over Cleveland way, okay? And was designed to give them an opportunity to escape that situation, even if they didn't have the money to go elsewhere. But that's not what we're talking about today, is it? That this is designed only for really poor kids and only in schools that are performing poorly.
That's correct. And I think it was 25 years ago, this was funded, you're right, as a district out of Cleveland to help kids who wanted to go to higher performing schools. And I think now it has reached a situation where we're talking about 69,000 kids, about $600 million cost to the taxpayers. So I think it's grown out of what the original intent was to something entirely different. I think the basis of the lawsuit, and I've not gone through it page by page, but the basis of the lawsuit is that it's unconstitutional because the Ohio Constitution says that they're to fund one common school system, and that's right now the lawsuit states that it's funding the state legislature is funding 5 different systems.
Yeah. In fact, plaintiffs in this suit say that increasing the amount of the voucher, which certainly the last budget did in big numbers, is paying for schools for parents whose kids in some cases never even attended a public school, and that the amount of the vouchers in the new state budget exceeds the per pupil subsidies that districts like yours, public districts in Lake, receive. Now, other side of this, what do we do with parental choice? I mean, if a parent says, I and only I will decide what's best for my child.
Well, I think one of the misnomers out there is that public school people are anti-private school, and that is not, they're nowhere near the truth, anywhere near the truth. Certainly the private schools have their niche, and other school systems besides privates. I think that what we believe in our district, and our board and administration believe that if parents want to choose a private school, that should be paid for by the parent, not by the school district's tax base.
Yeah, well, it's well known that I support, with my little limited skills as they are as an auctioneer or whatever, some private schools who are close to my heart here in the community. I think they do a great job of education. I don't see this as public versus private. By the same token,
they are fantastic institutions.
Absolutely.
Fantastic institutions.
But again, some of the reality checks. Private schools kind of pick and choose who they admit. Public schools, do you have that option, Jim? You can say, I don't think I'm going to take you.
There are open enrollment students, but there are guidelines that need to be followed per the Ohio Revised Code.
Yeah. All right. While I've got you, I got to switch gears. You guys are back to it over in Lake for, I'm guessing, second semester. I don't know. A lot of people, it was a clean break the first and second semester during the holiday break. As you know, some school districts, though, said with the rise in coronavirus cases, we really don't think it's wise. Or the elementary kids can come back, but middle and high schoolers, we're going to ask you to do remote. Where are you guys, and on what do you base your decisions?
We are in school 5 days a week. We have been, we've done that since the beginning of the year last year. We have an online component that we have students who take advantage of that, who don't feel comfortable coming into on campus every day. We have a dedicated staff member to oversee those students. We work closely with the Wood County Health Department. We work closely with other school districts. We communicate constantly with our school board, our administration, our staff. We try to communicate with our community, but we feel overall that right now our best bet is to have our kids in front of our teachers 5 days a week, because not only does that allow us to educate them, it allows us to give hot meals to those who need it. If there are other issues, such as if they need a code or something like that, we can get to that in a readily available amount of time.
Did you ever, from the start of this pandemic, did you guys ever go to total remote learning?
We did not.
Okay.
Only the first part of that March from March to
20.
June 1st. Yes.
Okay. Would you agree in remote learning was seen as a better alternative than doing nothing with kids at home, but remote learning doesn't come close to replacing face-to-face education?
I would agree with that.
What kind of compliance, or on the other side, pushback, have you seen to your mask policies? Do you have mandatory mask policies in the schools?
We do not. We recommend them, and we try to continue to be vigilant in our cleaning policies. We talk to kids about personal hygiene on a regular basis, but we do not have a mask mandate at this time. There are no plans for one.
Was that because you heard from residents, parents that don't force this on my kid?
We've heard some of that. We've heard it from both sides. It is a tightrope that we walk. It's a situation that we look at regularly. Right now, we just feel like we're better off overall, recommending that kids and staff wear masks, but not mandating it.
What about on the buses?
On the buses, they do, because that's a federal law.
Okay.
So,
and are you seeing this latest strain about the time, Jim, we think we're out of the woods and there's some light at the end of the tunnel? Here comes Omicron or whatever. Are you seeing an uptick in cases in Lake?
we are. Our absences are high, and we're continuing to monitor that situation.
Well, between pandemics and voucher program, the stuff I'm guessing they didn't teach you back in education administration school.
That's correct. No, that is correct.
He's Jim Witt, superintendent out there, Lake Local Schools. I know for a lot of you, and I know I can speak personally, Jim Witt and Tim Crew and Lee and the whole gang out there at Lake came into all of our view very clearly following the devastating and deadly tornadoes that blew that district apart and took lives. And what we saw out there, I know as news people, we sat back in awe of what you guys were able to do to keep that district together. Remember, folks, it happened right as we were closing in on graduation, and to keep that district together and rebuild. And I have always been in awe of what you guys did. And I stand that way even today, Brother Witt.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Best to you. Have a great new year. Keep them healthy and happy out in Lake. We're back with more after this.